Hi Nancy, this is Jackie in the library, and I'm sorry this video is a little later than I meant it to be. Getting to you, I know your annotated bibliography was already due, but I'm hoping this helps you with your final assignment. I'm just going to walk you through two of our databases that look at your issue of students' technology and learning, and I know you were leaning more toward looking at distraction is what I remember, so we'll look a little bit pointedly at that. So just to remind you, you'll go to the college homepage and you'll click on library, and that will get you down here. And we're going to spend our time in the library databases, top library databases, and I think we looked at these really quickly, but we can look at them again. Whirlwind tour. So opposing viewpoints. Your topic is, you've already kind of done some deeper thinking about it. One thing you might want to do is look at, there isn't really one on social sciences, which is where I would put, I guess, society and culture, topics of education. I think we found one on technology and education. It's coming back to me. We probably talked about this. Yes, we did, technology and education. You know what? So I am not going to spend too much time on this because now that I remember us talking about this, you've already seen all this, but it looks like this is kind of interesting, motivating high school students and such. So interesting. So I'm going to say you're comfortable learning, knowing how to use this. Just really quickly. There's, top 3, just click on this link if you want to see all 48. If you find an article that you like, once you're actually within the article, that's where all these tools come up, the citation tools, all of this will be your citation minus the URL. If you want to download or email this to yourself, you can certainly do that. But yeah, that's right. We already covered this, so we're not going to do that again. Back to our library databases, our top library databases. We're going to spend our time, and for your topic, let's just go ahead to EBSCO. I know we covered this really briefly, but we'll just cover it again. And Academic Search Complete is selected. That's the main database. But for your topic, and you probably remember this, we looked also at the ERIC database. ERIC, though it doesn't tell you, you almost just have to know, ERIC is, as you can see, the Education Resource Information Center. So we'll want to include that. Click OK. And so for your search, I think it's really kind of deciding where you might want to go with it. I think we talked briefly about, using technology, computers. Do we look at something specific, like as specific as, I don't know, social media, but then, or even more specific within social media, do we look at Facebook? Do we look at cell phones, smartphones, that sort of thing, as far as its use in education? And so, instead of, I approach this thinking a little bit about learning and teaching, or learning actually, or teaching, probably, kind of all those concepts at once, because usually you can get to some of those ideas. And we could say technology. We could say technology in the classroom or education, but we have education here. Technology. We could say or, probably even, or, oh, look at this, or social media or cell phones or the internet. Okay, that's great. If we wanted to add something like distraction or something at this point, we could do that. But I think we should just start with this. I'm going to click search. And wow, we have over 200,000 results, so that's a little bit much. But we'll probably want to narrow that down to a certain extent. One thing that we can do to narrow it down is, of course, move forward in time here. So let's get up to this, maybe the last few years here, really, with and that certainly cut it down quite a bit. The other thing you can do, and you remember this also to narrow it down, is looking at some of these subject terms. I like to open up both. And it looks like you could look at teaching methods. We didn't add high schoolers. We could certainly do that, a population, because this is college students. We could look just at student attitudes, teaching methods, that sort of thing. That might be interesting. Certainly elementary education, teacher attitudes. That might be interesting. Or integrating technologies. All of these could be really fascinating, a way to narrow the search down quite a bit. even the social aspects. So if I click update here, that's going to take us to the 240 articles that relate to the social aspects of learning or teaching or education, and all that combined in one. The nice thing is you can always try that out, and if you don't like what the results end up being, you can just exit out right there and start all over again. So keep that in mind. You can also limit to peer-reviewed journals right away, totally up to you. And what else did I want to show you? I'm not necessarily seeing it in here, but I was thinking. But you can always start adding things, like if you wanted to add distraction at this point, you could certainly do that and click search again. Oh, wow, now we're down to 53. So that's kind of fascinating. Student perception of social media as a course tool. How interesting. So I'm just going to stick with this for now, because what I want to show you is how you would access these. Because when you add ERIC, the ERIC database, to the mix, it changes things up a little bit. I can see this is from ERIC. I can see this article from here. It's from the Academic Search Complete database. So the access is a little bit different. Let's click here. If it comes from the ERIC database, what's a little bit different is that instead of having a link over here, HTML or PDF, like you will in another database, it actually links you out to the ERIC Resource Center, which was being weird earlier today. I'm not sure if this is a BMCC thing and it'll work at home or not. What you would normally see, it makes me nervous, I'm not going to actually hit advanced. What you should see is a link to the actual article, and then on the upper right hand corner of the page you're taken to, it'll say PDF or HTML. So I'm going to go back here, and just like the Gale database, the same tools over here. You can email this to yourself. The citation tools right here, you'll just go down to MLA, yada yada, take out the URL. So very handy. And going up here, we would, just go back and to another resource. Oh, okay, yeah, Academic Search Complete by medical students. Fascinating. I used to work for medical college. In this case, since it's from Academic Search Complete, the access to this is over here. And that's where you find that. So anyway, so I hope that helps. A lot of it's just playing with your terms, terminology, keywords, deciding what you want to do. I think that's the toughest bit. I'll do one more search and then maybe an academic one file in the second video, and I'll send that to you separately, just so it's not too confusing. Okay? Thanks.